When you start making a game, or in this case, writing a story, there's only a few times where you are able to nail a story in the first draft, with little to no changes at all in the final version. That was the case for most of my stories. I would sit down, make some coffee, and write and have the perfect story with no needs of having to rewrite anything. That's how my writing process was until I started writing the story for my horror game, The Dancer's Lullaby. The Dancer's Lullaby isn't my first story or the first game I make, but this is the first time I found myself regretting something over and over again, and I'm not going to lie, I was scared. Scared of not doing justice to the concept of the game. The Dancer's Lullaby was first available as a short demo in itch. This demo followed the story of the first draft I wrote. Only a few group of people played that version, and I'm glad it didn't reach a lot of people when that version came out, because 1. It had a lot of typos, and 2. It was a different story, and the characters were written differently. It wasn't bad besides having some plot holes here and there, but it wasn't the story I wanted to tell. The draft went something like this. A species made out of wood tried to escape from eternal darkness with the help of 2 porcelain dolls, who seemed to be the key to open a barrier. These 2 porcelain dolls were chosen by 2 leaders of the wood people. This wasn't the Dancer's Lullaby. That wasn't the horror story I wanted to tell. It didn't have the characters I was thinking about. So I sat down, made a tea, and I said to myself, you know what, I'm regretting this whole thing until I find the story I'm thinking about. Thanks to my partner who helps me co-writing the game, we were able to come out with this final draft, and there you have it. A horror story about 3 porcelain dolls and a mysterious melody who keeps the world in order. The Dancer's Lullaby. Writing a story with so much passion and then realizing that you need to rewrite it sucks. The process isn't easy either. I had to get rid of so many characters, concepts, ideas, and it sucked. But I had to admit that I wasn't doing my best. These ideas were not bad, but they could be better. And at the end it was worth it. Now I have the Demons team with all the concepts, characters, and gameplay of the story I want to share, the story I want people to experience. I think it's important to talk about this when it comes to the development of this game, because after all, one of the strongest things about the Dancer's Lullaby, it's the story and the lore that revolves its world. Making this game has taught me a lot, and have sharpened my skills as a writer, and I'm happy to share with you guys. And I think that will be it for today. I first thought making this video about the creation of the characters and concept art about them, because also the characters have changed a lot through the development. But I figure it would be better to talk about the story first. It have changed a lot, and there's around 3, 4 drafts, and there's even a novel I wrote. It's just insane how much this story have changed, and I'm very happy how it turned out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I miss Memento. Check out the Demons team and leave a review while you're at it. And yeah, goodbye.